What if the worst wound you'll ever get, the one that does the most damage, isn't from someone else? What if it's one you give to yourself every single day and you don't even know you're doing it? In this explainer, we're diving deep into this pretty mind-blowing idea from the philosopher ShriPrashant. So let's start with this quote from ShriPrashant, because it really gets to the heart of it. A choice made in ignorance is not a choice, it's just an accident waiting to happen. I mean, just think about that for a second. All the big moves that made your life what it is today, your career, your relationships, what if they weren't really choices? What if they were just accidents? Just reactions to stuff you never really stopped to question?
And here's the real twist in all of this. Nobody gets out of bed in the morning and says, you know what? Today, I'm going to hurt myself. No way. ShriPrashant is super clear about this. Everything we do because we think it'll bring us some happiness, or at least some relief. The grand illusion is that in that very search for happiness, we end up doing ourselves the most damage.
This slide just lays it out so perfectly. Look at the left column. These are the nice, shiny labels we put on our behavior. We tell ourselves we're doing it for love, or for security, or freedom. But then, look at the right. What if underneath all those pretty words, the real thing driving the car is just old-fashioned ignorance, fear, or conditioning? It's like we're putting a beautiful Band-Aid on a self-inflicted wound.
Okay, so this all might feel a little abstract, a little heady. So how does this whole unconscious self-harm thing actually play out in real life? Well, let's pull the mask off a few situations that are going to feel shockingly familiar, just as ShriPrashant describes them. Oh, here's a big one. A real classic from ShriPrashant's teachings. That relationship, you know the one. It drains you, it's filled with drama and anxiety, but you just can't let go. You tell everyone, you tell yourself, this is my soulmate. But really, what's happening? You're mistaking a source of pain for a source of love. That's a huge form of self-harm right there.
And it doesn't stop with relationships. Look at our careers. That job that just crushes your spirit, the one that gives you that pit in your stomach on Sunday night. Why do we stay? We call it security. We say it's the responsible, practical thing to do. But if you dig a little deeper, what's really there? ShriPrashant would say it's often just fear dressing itself up as common sense.
And this isn't just about the huge life decisions either. It's in our tiny daily habits. You've had a long day, you're stressed, and all you want to do is zone out. So you grab your phone to relax for a bit. A couple of hours later, how do you really feel? Usually, you feel more wound up, more empty than when you started. That, right there, is a small, sneaky, and totally modern kind of self-harm.
So we can see what this looks like. We see it in our love lives, in our jobs, even in how we spend our free time. But the big question is why? Why are we built this way? What's the root cause? Well, it turns out the ancient wisdom that ShriPrashant often points to, it's had a name for this problem for thousands of years.
The name for the culprit is avidya. It's a Sanskrit word that literally translates to not seeing clearly, a kind of fundamental ignorance. Now, this has nothing to do with being smart or book smart. It's a deeper thing. It's not knowing who you really are, deep down, separate from all the ideas and labels the world has slapped on you. According to ShriPrashant, this is the engine that drives all our self-harming behavior. And that matters because once you can name the problem, you can finally start to see it clearly. And seeing clearly is the very first step. And this brings us to the real heart of it all. As ShriPrashant explains, the biggest danger isn't just one bad choice or one toxic habit. No, the ultimate violence, the most dangerous wound of all, is an entire life lived from this place of avidya, a life lived completely on autopilot.
So listen to this, because it's so important. The most profound harm isn't actually something you do. It's something you don't do. It's the refusal to look inward. It's the refusal to ask tough questions and to challenge your own programming. As ShriPrashant says, it is a mind that just refuses to inquire about itself.
And this is the real tragedy of it all. A life of deep, constant self-harm is almost never seen for what it is. In fact, society will probably encourage you to call it normal. People might look at your life from the outside and say you're a success, and you might even tell yourself and believe it with all your heart that this feeling, this state of being, is love.
Wow. So if the problem is this deep, this hidden, where on earth do you even start? Well, the path out isn't some complicated 10-step plan. According to ShriPrashant, the turning point, the beginning of all real healing, it all starts with just one single powerful question.
And this is it. This is the question from ShriPrashant. Just let it land for a second. Whose life am I living? Is it actually mine? Is it coming from a real, authentic place inside me? Or is it just a script? A script I was handed by my family, my culture, my own fears? Just daring to ask that question honestly. That is the first, most powerful step toward finally healing that most dangerous and most hidden self-inflicted wound.